Hello, and welcome to my Pacific preseason predictions and tier list video. Today I'm going to be joined on stream by my wonderful chat from Twitch and YouTube. There they are. So first I thought I'd start off with what my pick'ems were, just to give you a quick overview of what I think will happen. Again, this, obviously you can get bad matchups and all of that. But this is what I had happening in my pick'em. To start off with the first games, I got T1 winning against Boom, Global beating Team Secret, DFM beating RRQ, Nongshim beating Zeta, and then going through, we got Paper Rex winning Talon, winning Gen.G, winning Nongshim, beating DRX as well. This is my kind of big surprise, is Nongshim, who I have then beating Gen.G as well, which I'm sure many of you do not have that happening. Then Paper Rex beat them in the upper final. Coming down to the lowers, you've got T1 making a pretty decent lowers run here. You got DRX doing a pretty decent lowers run. Gen.G going out at lower round 3. Again, a bit of a surprise there from me. But eventually I have Paper Rex and Nongshim, the two teams going to Masters Bangkok. I know that a lot of people will probably be, not agree with that. I'm sure many of you have. I mean, Paper Rex obviously isn't that crazy. I'm sure a lot of you have got, someone else there, though. But we shall see how it plays out. But yeah, I'm pretty high, as you can see, on Nongshim. Okay, with that said, let's dive in to the actual tier list itself. Here we go, 1 to 10. Again, the bottom two teams, 11 and 12, will just be left here off the list in 11 and 12. But yeah, let's dive into it. And shall we start with our first team here, which is DFM on this list. Where do we think DFM will end? Now, I know that in my YouTube and Twitch chat, a lot of people are pretty high on DFM. They tend to like DFM quite a bit, so I'm sure that they will argue for something quite high up the list. Although I'm seeing, some 6s, some 7s, some 7, 8s, even a 9 in there. Where right now do I think that DFM, and again, if I do just place them, and I do just want to place them and then go, kind of blind place, and see what we end up with. I think probably 7 is like a safe spot for them to just place right now. I think 7 is where I'm probably going to end up here. I mean, maybe 8 is safer, to be honest. But no, I'm going to stick with my guns and go 7. Let's be a bit high on DFM, shall we? Okay, DRX. Now, DRX are probably a bit easier to place. Right, they're probably going to end up somewhere, but I doubt many of you would think they end up anywhere outside of 3 to 5. I feel like 3 to 5 is definitely the realm that DRX live in, although some of you, again, are saying 6, 8. Where will I want to put DRX? I'm not super high on DRX, to be honest, so I think I'm going to go for the lower end of that and maybe put them in 5. Because I don't think I'm super high on them, but I do suspect that they will still be probably at least decent. Then you've got Global. Ooh, Global. Now, of course, you've got my boy Elevated on Global Esports now. He is their assistant coach, which does want me to bump them up at least somewhat on this. But how high, realistically, can I put Global? Some of you are saying 8, 9. 8 is the highest? Yeah, I can't put them above DFM here, really. I can't put them at 6. I'll give them 9. I'm going to give them 9. Okay, Boom. Boom, I think is going to be quite easy. I think Boom is my easy 12. So I think I'm just going to put Boom down here. I feel decently about that. We're just going to put Boom at the bottom of the list. Gen.G. So we have the top 4 spots up for grabs. And Gen.G will exist somewhere in there. I mean, based on my pick'ems, you can probably predict the top 4, but it's in what order do I put them? A lot of you are saying Gen.G 3. I can agree with that, I think. I think Gen.G 3... I think I'm fairly okay with putting Gen.G into 3rd, I think. Although some of you are saying 4th, but I think I like Gen.G 3. So far, this is... I'm still a little worried about DFM, but it's fine. Okay, Paper Rex. Now, I had Paper Rex winning Pacific in my pick'ems. I am a little bit wary to put them 1. Some of you are saying 2. I am going to put them in 1 for now, though. You've got the longevity of the team. They've been together for a while, which should help them be like at least decent to start off with, right? They don't have any new players to integrate in. They definitely should be in the top 3 at least. If they're not, I would be very surprised. So I think that they're like the Team Heretics here of Pacific, where they're at least a safe bet, right? They're at least a safe bet here, Paper Rex. RRQ. Now, RRQ, if you're doing this blindly, are kind of the worst thing. I've actually got gaps everywhere, haven't I? I've just done with gaps. So where are we putting them in the gaps? Where am I putting RRQ? This is where we will get some difference. People will have wildly different takes, I think, on RRQ. Probably the safest spot to put them, I would say, is probably around 8. Like, you could even argue for 11th, and I wouldn't be against it. Some of you are saying 6 as well. It's what do I think of RRQ? They're just quite inconsistent, I think. But could they be good? Like, could this be the year that RRQ are actually good? I think, again, I have to somewhat play it safe here and put them at 8. I think 8 is a decent spot for RRQ, because I think... Could you swap these two, like, in realistically? Yeah, but I don't feel bad about, like having it, like, this way round. Okay, T1. Now, a lot of you are going to look at this gap in 2 and be like, well, that's obviously where T1 are going, right? This is the top 3 teams. Even though I had T1 doing decently well, I am a bit of a T1 doubter. I have some T1 doubts. And I've kind of voiced these doubts for a while. I'm a bit of a doubter. And some of you saying, don't you dare put them in 4. I'm putting them in 4. I genuinely have doubts about this team. I really do. I really believe that. It's not rage bait. It's not rage bait. I promise you it's not rage bait. And look, 4, I still think they'll be good, right? It's not like I'm putting them 8th. You know, it's not. I still think they'll be a good team. I just don't think they'll be a... I don't think that they'll go to every Masters. I don't think that they will particularly get that close to winning an event. I think that they'll end up being like FUT, T1, in terms of how they finish this season. Like what FUT have done the last couple of years, where they go to a couple events each year, maybe make the playoffs an event or 2, but, you know, don't really do, like, you know, maybe like finish 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere around that. That's what I think T1 will be this year. That's my opinion. You can disagree with it, and that's fine. Okay, Talon. See, now I'm looking at the gaps that we have left and some of the teams that we have left. And with Talon, you're probably like penciling them in for the 6th position here. But then if I pencil them in for 6th, I'm looking at Team Secret, and that means I would have to pencil them in for like 10th. Could I be that big of a Talon doubter? Or are some of you saying that Talon should be 2? I can't put them 10. That's way too low. But I can't put them 2 either. I'm putting them 6. I'm putting them 6. Which unfortunately I think means that Team Secret, I have to go and put into 10th place. Could I believe that? I think you could say... I don't think that's unreasonable, to be honest. Is putting Secret at 10 that unreasonable? I do think I'm treating them harshly. Could that be the case? I think that could be the case. Like, it's not completely unreasonable. And that means that I would have to put Zeta 11, which I don't think is that unreasonable either, to be honest. And what you're gonna all say is unreasonable is that I'm gonna do that. Now, is this unreasonable? Yes. Yes, it is, okay? In reality, it probably should be that. But I'm sticking with it. I had these 2 teams going to Masters Bangkok. So I think that this is I'm perfectly within my rights to do this. To put Nongshim in 2. And just be like a big believer. Because here's the thing. You're all going to stick with your little safe, sliggy tier lists. It's not going to happen like that. That's not how these things work. Teams, last year, Heretics. You know, Gen.G were the best team of the year, right? No one had those teams up on their tier lists. But they were there, right? There's going to be a surprise team this year. And I'm going to say it's them. Right, why do I think Nongshim will be in 2nd? Well, 1, I'm kind of believing the scrim rumors that they destroy the best teams in scrims. 2, they have some unbelievable talent. Like their Ascension run to me, where they're, other than the grand final, they ran through that Ascension tournament fairly easily. And to me, Nongshim's run was like, what if you put a good, like, high-level tier 1 team into an Ascension tournament? That is what you would get. If you disagree, good for you. Good for you. Make your own tier list.